chatting with Cathy Boyes, the festival producer at Brighton Early Music Festival. And we're going to be talking about all sorts of different things ahead of Brighton Early Music Festival's conference this weekend, which is focusing on the future of early music. We met on Zoom.
Hi Cathy, how are you?
Hi MJ, I'm really well, thanks. Hope you are too.
Yes, I am. I'm just enjoying a busy week, but apart from that, brilliant, thanks. So I actually have been associated with the Brighton Early Music Festival for some time with my Ensemble Hesbury. We were Bremp Live artists, young artists in 2016, was it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Is it that long ago? Okay, so that's actually almost 5 years ago, and I was on the scheme with my harpsichordist and husband Tom in a duo, and then since then we've expanded our ensemble and we've performed a couple of times at the festival, and then even longer ago than that, I was actually a trainee on the trainee scheme. So really, we've had quite a long association with Brighton Early Music Festival, and it's just, you know, the festival has been so good to us. So what's your role at Bremp?
Yes, so I'm the festival producer for Brighton Early Music Festival, and essentially that means that I take all the wonderful, sometimes wacky ideas that Deborah Roberts, our artistic director, comes up with and make them happen. So I kind of deal with the practicalities and the logistics and marketing the festival, making the events happen and making sure people know about them.
Yeah, which is a huge job. and you know, during the festival, you can hardly be seen for dust because you're running around so much. But you know, I always, you're a most fantastically organized person, and it all runs like clockwork with a team of volunteers and everything. It's just brilliant. But of course, it's been rather different recently. So how has Bremp adjusted and coped with the pandemic over the last year?
So in a normal year, we'd have about 30 live events in a range of venues across Brighton and Hove, lots of churches, maybe small theatres and other, we try to use quite quirky venues. Our last major live festival was back in the autumn of 2019 with Ensemble Hesbury. You were part of that festival with a ceilidh and also a live concert with your Pheasant's Eye programme. And then, like everyone else in the sector, spring of 2020, we had a few events planned, but we had to then pivot quite quickly and think at that stage what we were going to do in 2020. And we took the decision quite quickly that it was too risky to plan for a live festival. Yep. Just because of uncertainties. So in 2020, we did the festival entirely online. So we filmed 10 events over the summer months last year. And they were concerts, but they were also more than concerts because we had interviews with artists and footage. We cut other footage into those. So we wanted very much to make them, more than just a filmed concert. And we put those out on our YouTube and Facebook channels in October, November 2020, the same time when we would normally have a live festival. And they were really successful. We had thousands of people watched them. Quite a lot of those people supported us by buying what we called voluntary tickets, which essentially was a sort of formalized donation in order to watch the programs, although they were freely available, anyone could watch them. And we were really, really pleased with the response we had to those. They reached a lot of people who usually come to Bremp and were really missing the festival, but also reached a lot of people who can't usually get to the festival because of geography or because they're housebound or all sorts of different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's one of the things that's just been so wonderful about moving online. I mean, obviously Hesbury has moved quite a lot online. You probably saw our live stream concerts. And it's just so fantastic to sort of have even a kind of loyal following of people all around the world. And it has really, I think, helped to broaden the audience of early music in general, because actually, I mean, there's lots of early music fans everywhere, and it's just, I think it's just so inspirational what you managed to do last year, pulling together such fantastic films, really, more than just a straightforward concert. something I think is really important is trying to make something specific for the online experience, that it's not just a straightforward recorded concert film from like one angle and that's it. Because I think people switch off, don't they?
I think it certainly makes sense to take advantage of the opportunities of the medium, and online filmed events give us the opportunity to do more, and to even several audience members commented that they actually got a much better view, because you can zoom in, and you actually, it's a different experience, and obviously there's nothing like hearing a concert live. How could there be? But it's a different experience, and there are pluses as well as the obvious minuses of doing it that way.
Exactly. And you mentioned you were filming in the summer months last year. I'm remembering last summer was pretty hot. How was the filming element of that?
Yeah, obviously there were challenges to do with the weather in both ways. There were some very hot days. Equally, there was a very windy day, and we had to postpone our filming on that day because it was just too windy. One of the lovely things about filming in unusual locations was that just things happen, and we spent one day filming with Ensemble Augiletti in a barn in West Sussex, and there were little birds nesting in the rafters of the barn, which as soon as the music started seemed to sort of mimic the music and start up and join in, and that was rather lovely, particularly as Ensemble Augiletti means birds, so it seemed very apt.
It's just fantastic. So I mean, I think this is wonderful, sort of the ambience and trying to, it almost becomes part of the music, really. So brilliant. So that was last year. And what has Brent been doing this year? Have you kind of transitioned into some live events or a combination?
Yeah, absolutely, we have. So we are running a midsummer season at the moment of outdoor concerts, and those are going pretty well. We've got a lovely venue in Brighton, again, a new venue to us. So one of the great things about the last 18 months has been finding new partners and new venues. We're using a venue called Royal Spa in East Brighton, it's a portico, which is the only remaining part of a spa complex that was built in the 1820s. And it provides a really nice backdrop for the outdoor concerts that we've been doing there. We're also filming all of those concerts with a view to making some more online events to put out later in the year. So we're having a kind of hybrid year, keeping our options open, doing as much live as we can while we can in these summer months, but then also hoping to have some things to put out online, maybe alongside some more live concerts in the autumn. We'd certainly like to do that if that's possible.
Well, we just don't know yet, do we? And it's very sensible. It's very sensible to kind of be prepared to be online, even if we may be able to do some live stuff. And the theme is myths and legends. Am I right?
Yeah, that's right. We always have a theme for the festival each year, just in order to kind of group the programs around, and with all the wonderful music from the period that we tend to promote, that is inspired by myths and legends. That seemed like a really obvious theme for this year. We're really excited that it's given us the opportunity not only to programs to music from the sort of Western early music tradition, but we also had a wonderful program with some Indian artists called Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and that was around some of the Hindu myths and legends. Wow. It was great to be able to include that in our festival.
I think that's very important that we kind of try to move a bit beyond Western early music, and that's a wonderful way to do it. And I must admit, I love the fact that that Brent Fulvers has a really fascinating theme, and also beautiful artwork to go with the theme, and everything is just so beautifully sort of I don't know, conceptualized. It's brilliant. So this weekend, in fact, tomorrow and Sunday, Brentford's having a conference about the future of early music. And obviously this is something that's super important at the moment. We're almost at a turning point, perhaps, in the industry, trying to decide how we move forward, how we can make sure that early music remains relevant, and also that we can bring it to new audiences. So what's going to be included in the conference, and how can people come?
Absolutely, we're really looking forward to this, and this, I suppose, is another one of the opportunities that the past 18 months has thrown up, because we're doing an online conference, which is probably not something we would have thought to do before COVID. Online conference on Zoom this weekend, as you say, called Where Now for Early Music. And what we wanted to do was, open up a discussion forum to anyone working in the sector, whether they're performers, promoters, just interested audience members or observers, to come and have those important conversations about where we're at, what we've learned over the last 18 months. Obviously, we've had all the COVID challenges. We've also got Brexit challenges, and looking ahead slightly, there are also challenges around climate change. So there are lots of important challenges, but also we hope opportunities for the sector. And we are bringing people together to discuss those challenges and to talk about opportunities and solutions and ways we can work together, as you say, stay relevant, and plan for the future. So we're really looking forward to that. You can go to our website at bremf.org.uk and sign up for the online conference. There's just a simple link to register, and then you can join us. You'll be sent the link. Join us this weekend and be part of the conversation.
Thank you so much, and see you soon.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed talking to you, as ever.
Well, thanks everyone for joining me and Cathy for that fantastic discussion about early music and all the things that Brighton Early Music Festival is getting up to. Don't forget you can still book your conference tickets for tomorrow and for Sunday, and see you next time. Bye bye.